What's up guys, Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be specifically talking about the free-to-play or low spender point of view on this upcoming Sacred Awakening session. I wanted to put this video out today because I'm not sure when I'd be able to follow up after the event goes live, and I want to talk about what you should consider with this event. Number one is you're not going to get to the pity timer. That's just physically impossible, and we can talk about that mainly. Number two is, will it be worthwhile to do the 10 free ones that cost Contract Starry Gems? That's really what I want to sink my teeth into here. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's jump right into it. So this right here is the Sacred Awakening session. This is the new currency that is special for this week's event. It said the Sacred Awakening session will be online. Consume these Sacred Awakening stones to awaken. The odds of awakening of a higher quality are increased for a limited time. So that's the part I'm really taking here, is that higher quality heroes have a better percentage chance. What percentage chance is going to be very key. If no A- hero or higher has done in 149 consecutive draws, you'll get an A- or higher guaranteed on the 150th. Once you do get an A- or above hero, the guaranteed effect will not trigger. So even if you're a spender, don't just buy all the packs right out of the gate, because you're only guaranteed a single A- or higher. So just try your luck with the packs. As a spender, sure, cool, do whatever you want. That's not for what this is about. What this is about is the fact that you can also do 10 more, because of course you can get 130 of them from this pack here. You get an additional 10 from here, and then the rest are going to be completely in game for the use of Contract Starry Gems. And that's really what I want to talk about here, because for example, our free-to-play account literally has exactly 1,000 Contract Starry Gems. Now you might immediately think this is not going to be a great idea to invest in. However, there's two very big things I want to talk about. Let's start with the first. Number one is, I don't necessarily think you're going to need to do them in the actual Soul Temple. For some reason, I feel like there's either going to be a new icon or a special event. We'll have to see. But the other part of it is, if you're able to retire these heroes, which I don't see why you couldn't, and you're overall getting a higher quality, doing 10 of them might not be like that bad, because if you hit like one B tier or a B plus tier, you've already more than like refunded with a B plus. You've kind of refunded with a B tier. So that is the first point. 1,000 Contract Starry Gems isn't a huge investment on something like this, especially like on our account, our early game free to play. We are most likely taking these 1,000 Contract Starry Gems, and we're going to try to do this event. There doesn't seem to be a big downside to it because of the retirement value. Now it is a downside in the fact that you are going to lose out on copies of heroes, and if you're already struggling to build heroes with certain copies, then yes, this might not be a great thing. If you can't retire them, that may be a bad look. However, if it's not, that leads me into the second question of this event, and that is, the odds for awakening of higher quality are increased. What does that mean specifically? That brings me back to this interface and the exclamation mark, where it tells you the overall odds. In reality, you want to see the B tier and higher go to a much higher percentage. Currently, there's a 0.5% chance that you get a B tier. Of course, it goes a little bit higher. It's like a 0.6, maybe 0.7% chance to get a B tier or higher. The big ones though is B plus, because if you do even hit one single B plus with these 10 awakenings, then that does mean you are going to retire it for more at a profit, because you got to remember, these copies retire for a very big amount, 1,800. Even if you hit a B tier and the rest are like the normal D and C, chances are if you can get one B tier, you're probably retiring these copies for at least a net neutral on this event. So number two is, tonight I'll try to make a video tonight. I just don't know if I am, because I might be doing something else with the family and everything. Try to look before you use your summons to see what these odds are changed to in the Sacred Awakening session. If these are significantly higher, and I mean like over 1 or 2%, there should be no hesitation to spend these, as long as you can retire them too. So there's a lot of ifs, there's a lot of question marks, but I want to make sure going into this event, because I know a lot of you literally jump into the event the second it's live and you use your currency without even thinking, and then you regret it. Don't regret it. Check those two things as the first things you even check. Now, lastly is who do you awaken for? Now, this kind of goes dual purpose here. If you have never had an A- or higher hero copy, chances are you're going to want to do it on your Lord of Fear Aspen because, well, you probably have a Lord of Fear Aspen. Or even if you're like the random person that's doing a Doom Terminator Vulcan account or Star Swordsman, whoever your main damage carry is on your account, if you don't have a giant killer yet, awaken that hero. It's probably one of the best looks. What I don't want you to do is if like on our main account, which we are probably doing this on our main account, I'm probably going to go ahead and do this because we got plenty of Starry Gems and stuff. I'm probably going all in on this event. Who do you awaken for? I know your first instinct is most likely going to be Lord of Fear Aspen, but this week's event is going to flood the market with giant killers, like absolutely flood it. You can already see you can get giant killer Aspens for like 1500-ish in that ballpark. Vulcans are going for about 17. Actually, Vulcan's going for a little bit more. But Eos, or not Eos, sorry, Natalia, everything's pretty much going for around the same price. So if you do not necessarily need this giant killer, but you're already going to go in on this event for other reasons, for the other loot that's in it, whatever it is, most heroes are in the same ballpark when we're talking about giant killers at the A- tier. Like legit, almost everything is. There's exceptions with like Freya, Sword Flash. What's the other achievement? Holmes Young looks a little inexpensive. G-Stir's around 10k. You can definitely snipe some other heroes for cheaper. Heck, even Luna, because I don't think anybody's even tested that hero out. There's also, oh my gosh, what's her name? Oh my gosh, what's her name? I totally forget her name. Which goes to show how crap new heroes are. It's like Alakita. Yeah, Alakita. You might go for an Alakita copy. I don't know, because this is not going to be a Soul Awakening Stone or something. You're going to have to actively summon that hero. And even if you go for like the new hero that at Anniversary is going to be a Transcendence, I mean, it might be worthwhile. You never know. She might be busted, overpowered, strong. And if you want to take that risk, go ahead. But I wouldn't just immediately be like, oh, it's got to be Aspen, because I honestly feel like Aspens are going to flood the market this week. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Aspens going for 10,000 or less, which is kind of a win-win for everybody. The people who spend money on the black market auction house, you know what I'm talking about, getting those Starry Gems at like a 30% price cap point. It's almost the same price as going all in on this event. It usually costs like 300-ish to get like 10,000 Contract Starry Gems, somewhere in that ballpark. So as far as the value of this event coming up, it definitely feels very similar if you are a VIP player. It's like 300, 350 to guarantee it if you have the worst luck possible. And that's kind of what you'd be spending on the black market auction house too. So something to consider. Quick checklist for tonight. Number 1, check to see if they are able to be retired. Number 2, see what the percentages increased for the awakening odds for like B and higher copies. The lower tiers aren't as important. The B plus, those are really important because that can get you your Contract Starry Gems back just from retirement if you can retire. And then beyond that, it's just purely RNG. So we'll have to see how it turns out. I will get some videos out on Friday, not necessarily right around launch time. So again, this is why this is that big reminder. These are the things you need to check before you decide to spend your Contract Starry Gems outside of a Soul Awakening session. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.